This is the hidden cemetery behind Chicago's O'Hare International Airport. And nobody can really find the cemetery. You can't see it from the plane itself, you can't see it from the airport, and it's because it's all hidden behind cargo industry and jet blast shields. So how did this happen and why is it still here? Well, in the 1840s, the first people that were buried here were Native Americans. And then in the upcoming decades, German settlers came and took over the cemetery for themselves. Over that time, hundreds were buried here, hundreds of German settlers and different kinds of people. And while that was going on, so was the demand for manufacturing airplanes for World War II. To supply this demand, a small airport called Orchard Place was established in this area to keep up with the manufacturing. And then since the war ended, the city of Chicago had brand new plans for this area, as Chicago was continuing to grow to become one of the world's hubs for cargo and transportation. And the other airport that Chicago was primarily using, Midway Airport, was not going to be anticipated to keep up with this demand. And in 1949, this airport, Orchard Place, was renamed after the war hero, Edward O'Hare, and all of this land around me was federally condemned. This cemetery, Rest Haven, is the only one that survived of its kind. There were other cemeteries like St. Johannes that did not survive, and after years of battling with the federal government in court, around the early 2010s, the court finally decided that this land is going to be used for the further expansion of the airport. Thousands of graves were moved all around the area and outside of the way. And so what happened was runway 10C was constructed on top of that grave site, and everything else is just history. There really wasn't any argument about Rest Haven Cemetery. Maybe it's because it lied 300 yards south of runway 10 Center and it didn't really intrude on city's plans, and it was small enough to the point where they could just build around it, and that's what ended up happening. Progression continued, like roads were being built and cargo buildings were being renovated, and everything else just continued to move forward while this hidden plot of land remained forgotten.